Hey, I'm Giga, and as you can probably tell, I'm on holiday. You can see my fancy shirt, I got a change of scenery, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to do some sketch with me, and a little bit of a Q&A, but a little bit of a different Q&A. I went on my Instagram and I asked you guys for all of those hard-hitting questions that kind of trouble you at night when you go to sleep. So let's start sketching and let's tackle some of those.
Alright, switching to the voiceover, and we start with that age-old question of what came first, the chicken or the egg? And I think we can take care of this one pretty quickly. It was obviously the chicken. So if we assume that each small variation of a bird lays a different egg, so chickens have chicken eggs, and whatever the ancestor of a chicken had some ancestor egg, that was hard, then at some point in the past, some grandma chicken, let's call them nuggets, it was a different breed, laid some egg, which was nugget eggs, and inside of that egg was a mutated nugget, which eventually came out as a chicken, the current chickens that we have now. And then that chicken laid an egg, and it was a chicken's egg. So the chicken came second. Now, if we assume that all of the eggs are the same between different iterations of chickens, then the opposite answer is the correct one. Then the egg came first. And then you had the nugget, which was the ancestor of a chicken, laying a chicken egg, because the nugget egg and the chicken egg are the same, and then a chicken coming out of it. Does that make any sense? I don't know, but I think the chicken came out first. Another question that you asked me was, are zebras black with white stripes or white with black stripes? And don't quote me on this, or do, I don't really care, but I'm pretty sure that there are white zebras with black stripes and black zebras with white stripes. And now you're asking, Daniel, how can we tell? It's easy. The white ones are the ones that are most often in the shade because they get sunburned. Such a bad joke. Moving on. Another question was, is water wet? Well, to answer this one, let's start with looking up the definition of wet. Let me Google it. Something that's covered or saturated with water or another liquid. And so by reading the definition, I think we can pretty much say that water is indeed wet, with a couple caveats, I think. So if we only have one molecule of water, then is it wet? It's not covered in any liquid, but can we say that water is saturated with water? Probably. If I can be full of myself, then water should be able to do it too. So let's say water is wet. Oh, another thing. Is water in a different state still water? It's not a liquid. So I guess water in a solid form, so like ice, is not wet, because ice is not covered in water. I guess ice is covered in more ice, which is indeed water, so it is wet. Then yeah, water is always wet. By the way, if you have any questions yourself, put them down in the comments and I'll answer them in the next Q&A. How can you be so stylish? And did this person just see me film? It's a little stalkery, but the answer is carrots. Next, when will you paint Grizzly? Well, paint, I'm not sure, but I can do a quick sketch of him now. So, next. Another question I got was, how do my hormones control my emotions during my cycle? And I am so glad you asked this, because for the past 20 years I've been studying just to know how to answer this. So, as you know, we humans are pretty much a bag of molecules. Some of those molecules are in our brain, which generally regulates everything, and in particular regulates our emotions. Now, here's the key part. Pay attention, take notes. Hormones are more molecules, just with a different function. I think like signaling something, in your case, the cycle. Are you following me so far? So now this part is where everything happens. Now you have your normal molecules that regulate your emotions, and you add the extra ones that are signaling your cycle, and you have a different set of molecules, which means a different set of emotions. And done. Explained. Let me know in the comments if anything I said is actually correct. And since we're in the topic of the human body, somebody else asked, why does fat not distribute evenly across your body? Like, why does it go to your boobs or your belly or your hips? And an easy way to look at this is to think of your body as your house. When you go shopping for clothes or food, or in this case, sweets, you don't really spread them around your house. You don't put shirts in the living room and pants in the bathroom or underwear in the kitchen and so on, so on. You put clothes in the closet and food in the pantry. So your body does the same thing. Just picture your boobs as the closet and your belly as the pantry. Next. How much does the sky weigh? Alright, this one should actually be easy to answer-ish. Let's put our high school physics hat on for a second. And if I remember correctly, weight is mass times acceleration, which in this case would be Earth's gravity, which is like 9.8 something. So now we just need to figure out the mass of the sky, which I'm not gonna do, but sounds doable. Assuming we know all of the contents of the atmosphere, like the percentage of oxygen and nitrogen and all of the other ones that I don't know, we can figure out how much the mass is, and then we just time all of the things and we figure it out. Did I say something incredibly stupid? Well, whatever. Next. Alright, for this one we're getting a little deep. Should a tolerant society be tolerant with intolerant individuals? And my instinctual answer is to say yes. But let's try and break this down a little bit and see if we come out with something else. So we have our nice tolerant society just running smoothly, and we pop in a few intolerant peeps. What's gonna happen now? I think initially just gonna start wreaking some havoc, but the tolerant people should be able to handle it and just be the bigger people, and everything should be okay. Then they just need to wait it out until they die? Is that what's gonna happen? But I guess if the intolerant people don't get in trouble, they're gonna cause bigger problems. But then if they cause bigger problems, they're gonna eventually do something that's illegal and they're gonna go to jail. And then they're not a problem anymore. We assume we have a tolerant society, we don't have a lawless society, right? Is this a loophole? Am I dodging the question? Like, I'm no Kant, so what do you want from me? I'm happy with my answer. Yes, they should be tolerant. Alright, next. Can God create something so heavy that he can't lift? And again, I really want to say yes. I want to say that he can create something that he can't lift, but he can do other things to it. Kind of like God creates a chair, and now he can't lift the chair, but he can just factory reset the whole house and get rid of the chair. Kind of like if you're the root user, you can create a script that doesn't run if you're the root user. You can still delete it, but you can't run it. Sorry if that's a little too nerdy of an analogy, but I'm happy with my answer. Yes, God can create something that he can't run. And in the subject of God, we have two more questions. Is God real? And what happens after we die? And the answers are pretty simple. Well, how do I say this? God is... Oh, look, we just finished our sketches.
Look, I've been waiting too long and it shouldn't take a week. Put on your favorite dress, I see you got dancing feet. Party on a Sunday, drugs just a sleeper. Living for the moment, put it all on your visa. Mona Lisa, Bonet, Patron in the OJ. Drink to you KO, any are you okay? Good taste in music.
If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
All I want is you. When Thea wanted Justine, all I want is you. When Helga wanted Arnold, baby, all I want is you.